Hi. So today I'm going to give you 4 tips for getting rid of insulin resistance. It is likely that you are insulin resistant, and what that means is that your body is not responding to the insulin in the way it should. What is insulin? Insulin is the hormone that is released after you have a blood glucose spike. Insulin is released, and insulin is the one that takes the glucose around to the cells and goes, knock, knock, knock. Do you need any energy? And the cell goes yes or no. And once it's done that, it stores the remaining glucose in the fat cells, the adipose tissues, and that's why we get fat. So, or obese, or whatever. So what you need to do is what we are doing. Also, insulin resistance doesn't only make people fat. People also can become insulin resistant and suffer from chronic illness and be very slender. You can actually be slim and you can be very, very sick because you may have visceral. There's also fat cells on the inside. It's called visceral fat. Very, very, very dangerous. It's pressing on your organs. I know quite a few people that are very slender, have been diagnosed with chronic illnesses, have fatigue, have cancer, and they were slender. They thought they were healthy. They were eating what they thought was a healthy diet, but they were not eating a healthy diet because they were spiking their insulin too often with things like porridge for breakfast, scone for your tea break, your sandwich for your lunch, your rice or potatoes or pasta for your dinner. I have nothing against those things, but if you want to become non-insulin resistant, you've got to give them up for a while. So the 4 things are, number 1, you must give up carbs in the morning. 0 carbs in the morning. No carbs whatsoever. Okay? So you can find something else to eat, preferably protein and fat. The best breakfast you can eat is an egg. I eat several eggs. Well, actually, I don't eat breakfast. I do intermittent fasting. But anybody else around here, they're given eggs. One person has 8 eggs. One person has 5 eggs. One person has an omelette with fried rashers at the bottom and Parmesan cheese on top. That's the fussy one. And then we have the one that has 4 runny eggs over easy. So I literally put them in the pan and then I put them under the grill and they're literally kind of runny. And then the other one has 3 of those. So there's a mix in this family, but I only have coffee with heavy cream. Number 2, you must increase your fat and protein at the getting rid of carbs as you move down your day. So you have no carbs in the morning, and then as you move down your day, you can have increasing carbs in the evening only if you are able to take them. If you're obese, you'll have to cut the carbs entirely. If you want to go into weight loss, if you're not in weight loss, but you want to get rid of your insulin resistance, you slowly weed out the carbs. If you are insulin resistant and you're skinny, I would advise you to get rid of the carbs for a couple of months, just so you can make the switch. The switch only takes 3 days, but most people would probably want to be on the diet, on the ketogenic diet for 3 months, just to get rid of that internal fat that you didn't know was there and that's pressing on your organs. Number 3, I would stop snacking. Stop snacking entirely. It is so bad for you. It's spiking your insulin when you don't really think about it. We're all thinking about calories. Forget calories. I am eating more fat and protein than I've ever eaten before. I'm eating more fat. I just had an avocado, which is high fat. You will never be hungry again. I always wondered, how are there these women that are really, really skinny all the time, well, healthy looking, and they're never cranky. Like I'm going around every time I'm dieting or trying to lose weight, I'm like, I'm so hungry. I'm counting calories, everything's so fat, I have to get a special diet in for myself. Now I eat real food, things like eggs, rashers, beef, lots of veggies, and specific types of veggies. So that's number 4. Increase your fiber. Very important. There's a massive rise in colon cancer, and the biggest section that there's a rise in colon cancer in the world, in the Western world, is in the under 30 age group. And why is that? It's from a lack of fiber. You have to increase your fiber, but it has to be the right kind of fiber in the early days to get your body kind of back in sync. So what has happened is your body is like completely knackered. So you've got to get your body back in sync. So the fiber I would advise you to take is the cruciferous vegetables. Things like rocket, which is also called arugula in the States. It's a leafy green salad leaf. It's absolutely fabulous. Oh my God, I love it. Broccoli, you can use the frozen one. I use frozen bags of broccoli as well. Cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, amazing. When I was a kid, I hated Brussels sprouts, but now I love Brussels sprouts, and you can fry them cook them first, like slightly steam them. You can fry them then with bacon, lots of butter. Increase your fat intake of good fats. Butter is a good fat. However, you know, some people don't like it or whatever. I always use coconut oil to fry with, or butter, but mainly coconut oil. The reason is it has a high smoke point. So if you have a high smoke point, you're not at risk at damaging the oil. So that, if your olive oil has a lower smoke point, I always add olive oil, always. It must be extra virgin olive oil, and that will be so good for your polyphenols. So that's a whole new video I'll do on polyphenols, but get those things right. Get yourself together, clean out your insides. I guarantee you, if you went for a scan with Body Scan Ireland, they're expensive, so you don't need to do that. But clean out your insides, because there is crap, visceral fat, liver fat packed in there that you don't see. And you eat this low fat diet, and you think, oh my God, I'm great. I'm pretty skinny, or what, too bad. You can do better on the ketogenic diet. CATES Keto, because it's much healthier for you. So I'll see you soon. I'm going to do a video on polyphenols. Bye. Have a lovely day. It's so sunny here. Happy Easter Monday.